which means that it's time for another live Q&A all about eBay and Amazon dropshipping. So if you're here with me live, make sure to ask any questions that you have. Anything you want to talk about, leave them in the live chat on the right-hand side of your screen. If you're watching this on a replay, ask a question underneath any of my videos, and I will save the question and answer it during my next live Q&A, as you'll see in a few minutes. You don't have to ask the question underneath all of my videos, just ask it once. Some of you guys send the same question over and over again, and I get them no matter what video you put them underneath, so I will respond to them. All right, so let's see who's here in the live chat. We have Rich here, what's up? Sharing the sunshine with us from South Florida. This is from Claire. What's up, Claire? Claire's one of my new students, and Claire says, just finished the course. Watched it 3 times. Everything is easy after you know how to do it. LOL. Absolutely. And Claire's from California. Didn't know that. So, hey, what's up, Claire? Thanks for being here. We have Swan TV. What's up? Okay, so Rich has a question right out of the gate here. Rich says, hey, I signed up for the Walmart tax exemption, went through the whole process, did everything successfully. Just like, and I hit finish and it takes me back to login, start over, last page is blank. What's going on? So unfortunately, Rich, this is like kind of one of the annoying things about the Walmart tax exempt program. You can go through the whole thing and it looks like it's working fine, and their website there is just glitchy. There's really no pattern to it. You just kind of have to go through it sometimes a couple of times. And also check to make sure you don't have a VPN on. I would clear your cache and cookies and try to go through it as quickly as you can. I'm not sure if you're a member of my course, but if you are, you can just follow along inside the course as I show you how to go through step by step, how to become tax exempt on Walmart. Just move through it quickly and make sure you have everything prepared when you start, because we find that the faster we move through it, the more likely it is to work and not have any issues with it. For whatever reason, their website just seems to be a little bit glitchy on that end. So it looks like you are part of the course. So yeah, just go through it as quick as you can. And again, try clearing your cache and cookies. It happens sometimes. What is up, Valentino? Thanks for being here. And the question is it true eBay is going to have its own dropshipping facility like Amazon has? So it's not called a dropshipping facility. One that Amazon has is called Fulfilled by Amazon, FBA. That's what sellers call it, Fulfilled by Amazon. But most buyers just know it as Prime. When you're shopping on Amazon, if you have a Prime account and you see that something is Prime, that means it's FBA, most likely that it's FBA. And all that means is that we ship our items to the Amazon warehouses, and there's many of them throughout the United States, and it's held in their warehouse. Once the item sells, Amazon takes care of shipping it out to the customer with 1 or 2 day shipping and make sure that all the customer service is handled, including returns. So it kind of makes it easier if you want to go that route. Of course, the drawback there, as opposed to drop shipping, is that you don't know for certain if those items are going to sell. So you're buying these products up front, not sure they're going to sell. With drop shipping, you don't buy the products until after they sell, so that risk isn't there. So back to your question, eBay is going to be using a similar service. So you can ship the items to eBay, and eBay will hold it in one of their warehouses. And then once the item sells, eBay will ship it to the customer, similar to what Amazon does. Now, it's not exactly the same because eBay doesn't actually own these warehouses. They're contracting them out with third-party warehouses and third-party like ship centers. But it's the same basic idea. Dale says, hey, Paul, Dale here. Explain your first month as a dropshipper. Did you make decent money your first month? So, Dale, when I started, it was a few years ago now, and there wasn't a lot of information out there on how to really do dropshipping the right way. There were some people who had talked about it a long time ago and had made some videos about it and stuff, but everything was outdated. I tried to follow it. I tried to take their advice, and it just wasn't working out. So it was a really slow progress for me to get started, get going with it. My first month, I haven't looked in so long. I used to do income reports on a blog I used to have, which doesn't exist anymore. And on there, I kept track of everything, but I didn't make pretty much anything my first month, although I did make a few sales. And it really took me like 6 months before I really started to really take off. But even before that, I was generating some income. But my first month, I don't think I made very much at all. Yeah, but the first month is a lot of work to get things going, get things started. And great advice from A. Greggs here says, your main focus on the first month should be finding the right products, pricing, software, customer service. I completely agree with that as well. You just kind of want to understand how the system works, no matter what you're drop shipping on, and really get the hang of it so that you can focus on getting your footing, and then you can scale from there. Oh, so glad Terry Joel is here, but sneaking in the videos from work. So thanks for joining us. How much money should I keep in PayPal for returns? You don't have to keep anything in returns. Anything in PayPal for returns, because it's going to be linked up to your bank account. And as long as you realize that there are going to be returns, when one happens, PayPal will just withdraw the money from your bank account. So I'm an advocate of withdrawing your money from PayPal as much as possible and putting it into a bank. I feel much more comfortable with my money in a bank as opposed to PayPal. Not that PayPal is not secure, it's completely secure. PayPal was actually one of the first first online financial institutions that existed. Elon Musk helped create it back in the early 2000s, and they pretty much set the stage for a lot of the different protections that exist on websites, on financial websites that exist today. So it's not that it's not safe. I believe that it is very safe. It's just that I would rather have it in a bank than PayPal, because PayPal sometimes holds money. Sometimes they'll put a hold in your account until you verify who you are, just different things like that. And banks don't do that. So I feel much more comfortable moving things to your bank, and you can actually set up PayPal so it automatically withdraws the money a couple of times a week. So good question. If you drop ship from different suppliers, how do you know where you listed the product from after the customer made any order? So great question. So basically, I think what your question is, let's say you list items up for sale on eBay. You list a bunch of items from Walmart and a bunch of items from Home Depot and a bunch of items from Lowe's. Someone buys the item and you're like, oh, wait, which website did I find this product on, and which product is it exactly? Well, this is why one of the reasons I really like repricing softwares and listing softwares, because if you use one, it will tell you. You can just go into that software and search for the item by the eBay item number, and it will pull up a link directly to the item on your supplier's website. So there's no guesswork, there's no forgetting, there's no accidentally ordering the wrong item, because it's right there inside that software. It automates it for you, really simple to do, so you should be using it, in my opinion. Hey, what's up? What's up, Johnny? Thank God it's Friday. From Florida. Morning from New Zealand. What's up? Thanks for being here. I've always wanted to visit New Zealand. And what's up, Jordan, a new student? Thanks for dropping the fire emojis. Hey, what's up, Lazy Abram? Thanks for coming back. After you make a sale, do you end the item to relist it? No. So eBay has an option called Good Till Canceled, GTC it's called. And with that, once the item sells, it remains listed and it will go down to zero stock. And then you can bring the stock back up. Or again, if you're using a repricing software, it will put it back into stock for you. So that's all you have to do. Don't end the listing, because then it kind of destroys or gets rid of all the sales history. And sales history is good for eBay. So if you sell an item once and you'll sell an item again, it gains momentum. The more an item sells, the more likely it is to sell again based on just the way the eBay algorithm works. Hey, what's up, Wally? Thanks for being here. Says, thanks for sharing your vacation with us. Looks like you had an amazing time. I did. So in my last video that I made, I talked about what's been happening with my eBay sales. And at the end of the video, I shared a little bit from my vacation that I took to the Galapagos, some of the cool things that I saw. So in that video, I talked about how I came back from vacation and I was a little worried that my sales wouldn't do as well, but they really seem to be gaining traction. There's a lot of different factors involved, so go ahead and check out that video. It's the last video I made for the full details on what's been happening with my store. And I'll keep you guys updated towards the end of the month when I have some more, like a longer data on that ever since these changes happened. So just subscribe to the channel if you want updates on what's been happening with my eBay stores. Okay. What's up, Rich? Yeah. Let's see. No, Aaron. Aaron says, hey, Paul, if you are tax exempt on Amazon, are you, in other words, you buy items from Amazon and you don't pay sales tax for them, are you allowed to purchase items at Amazon for yourself? No, you're not allowed to do that. That is against the law. So, I mean, the tax laws, the rule is that you are only allowed to use your tax exempt certificate if you plan to resell the item. So in this case, it sounds like you want to save some money by not paying sales tax on it, but that's not allowed. And understand it, in Florida, sales tax is a little bit high, but it's just the way it is. You got to pay for it. Okay. Would Walmart still be a good source to use even though it's been saturated? Yes. Every day I see people listing new items, we're listing new items and getting sales on them. Walmart's just a fantastic supplier to use because they're always very consistent about shipping out items, providing good customer service, and they just have a huge variety of items. So even though a lot of people sell their items, there's just so many to choose from that there's still more for new people to come in and find some new products and list those up for sale on eBay. Okay. Let's see. Hey, what's up, everybody? So let's answer one of these questions I had from the week. Okay, so I made a video recently interviewing this guy who does vending machines, and we kind of got off on a tangent about how he puts milk in his bowl before the cereal, which I thought was strange. So this guy commented saying, I always put cereal first, but here's a weird thing I do. For certain cereals, like fruity ones, instead of milk, I used juice when I was a kid. So that is very strange in my opinion. I've never had juice with my cereal, but let me guys know who's here live. Have you guys ever had juice with your cereal? Do you put milk before you put the cereal in, or do you put cereal then milk in? Personally, I think it makes more sense to add cereal then milk on top of it. Okay. Let's see. And I ended all my listings and it tanked my seller rating. So you're saying to just update the amount from 0 to 1 if it's good till cancel. I'm not sure if that's two different questions there. But yeah, sometimes if you're like on the edge with your seller ratings, seller rating is determined by a lot of different factors, things like tracking numbers and cases and returns and things like that. So sometimes if you're right on the edge, if you actually stop selling, it could actually be detrimental, because then that one case that you had open counts even more because you had less sales. Whereas if you get a case and you see like, oh man, it's hitting my account, it's messing with my seller rating, if you actually increase the number of sales, that one case kind of gets buried, and the overall percentage that that one case makes up of your total sales becomes less and less. So that sounds like it might have been what happened here. And yeah, after you sell an item, you can update the quantity from 0 to 1 if you still have more to sell. How do I handle virtual assistants processing orders for me? I use gift cards with them. So I don't give them my credit card information. And I track what orders they spend on what gift cards, and I make sure that the amount that they spend makes sense, just things like that. So I'm keeping track of all the money that they're spending on those gift cards. Okay. Okay, let's see. What's up, Anita? Thanks for being here. Abraham says, does Amazon give you cash back when a price drops like Walmart does? As far as I know, they do not. The last time I looked into it, they do not do that. But it's been a while because I don't really drop ship from Amazon any longer. I'm concentrating on Walmart, Home Depot, and Lowe's because I've been having a lot of success with that. And so I haven't looked into this particular issue, but my guess is the answer is still no. Amazon is a bit of like an outlier because they can kind of almost do whatever they want. A lot of other online retailers, they have to, pull out these almost gimmicks to get people to buy on their website. Free shipping without a subscription, and things like longer return periods and, cashback websites, where Amazon doesn't have to worry about that so much because they know people are going to shop on their website anyway. So what that means for us as dropshippers is that it almost means that there are less opportunities for us to kind of make some extra money on Amazon. There's definitely opportunities there, but they're just kind of different than they are with other websites like Walmart. So like with Walmart, you can get cash back by going to like givingassistant.com first. With Amazon, the cashback options are much more limited, and but there are some other ways you can kind of make some money on the back end, so to speak. So Nikki says, if you're increasing your margins, how do you get that to update in eBay from SKU Grid, SKU Fetch? So if you just update your margins inside SKU Grid, and then you have to click, I'm trying to remember this off the top of my head, you click batch on the main page, and then what is it called? Update all. I know what it is when I look at it, and then it will do it. It will do it that way. Wally says milk first. Cereal, then milk. Yes, exactly. Anita's kid used juice. Milk. Wow, you guys are blowing my mind. I didn't know anyone did that. Cereal, fruit, milk, then sugar. If you still prime. Okay. Oh, I shouldn't have asked about the juice and stuff. We're getting way off topic. It would seem juice is way more watery than milk, so it would get soggy faster. I agree. Milk is thicker and would absorb slower. It's like a real scientific analysis. Okay. What's up, Michael? What's up, Loy? And Rich says, oh, Rich, I'm so glad. So Rich was one of my students. I got the chance to meet him. And at the time, he was thinking about hiring a virtual assistant. He wasn't sure. And I'm so glad to hear that he's actually done it. He says it's the best thing I ever did. I absolutely agree. So my virtual assistants place orders for me while I do other things to run my businesses. And it's just a great feeling knowing that they're taking care of that for me, or they do it while I'm sleeping. Okay, so another question this week. No more stuff about milk and cereal. This person's, oh my gosh, all these comments I took pictures of were about milk and cereal. Switch to milk first so the cereal wouldn't get soggy before I could eat. Put less cereal to start. Add cereal until the milk is gone. Used to do cereal first, but it was always soggy by the time I was done. All right, valid points. Okay. Theo says, hey, Paul, what happens if your tracking doesn't update on eBay, but it says shipped from your supplier? I went on the website and checked the tracking, but it cannot be found. What do you do? Okay, so it sounds like Walmart sent you an email saying, hey, this item shipped out. And then when you check the tracking number, it doesn't show that there was any progress with that tracking number. And this is pretty common. Don't feel like you're doing anything wrong. Basically what happens is Walmart is printing out a label. As soon as that label prints out, you get the email about it. But all they've done is print it out and put it on a box. UPS hasn't picked it up yet. So UPS wouldn't have any information on it until they actually scan that label and begin the process of shipping it to the customer. Once it gets scanned, then it will update on ups.com. So that's what you're seeing. That's why there's a delay there. Okay, so you're actually here in the chat. So you see, you said a week later, it was finally shipped. I'm not sure. It sounds like maybe there actually was a delay in this case, that the item, they gave the tracking number, but it didn't actually ship out until a week later. You can call Walmart in a situation like that and say, hey, you gave me a tracking number, but it hasn't actually shipped out yet. And a lot of times they'll actually go and find a way to push it along and get it shipped out. But as long as the right tracking number is uploaded to eBay, you're fine, as long as it eventually shows that it was shipped out. Okay. Yeah, Anita. So Anita's asking about sales tax on eBay. It says, any chance eBay will start taking care of that for us? They are doing that for us for a few states already, and there's more states being added as the year goes on. Really stepping up their game, both Amazon and eBay, making this a lot easier for us. Won't go all into it, but basically we as sellers, we have to collect sales tax depending on our sales volume, and each state we have to collect for each different state. It's kind of a huge hassle for us as small sellers, but eBay and Amazon know that it's a hassle for us. They know that it would kind of prohibit some people from selling, so they're taking care of it for us, so that's easier for us to do it. Before we move on to the next question, if you guys are getting any value out of this video, would appreciate a thumbs up. Really easy to do, it's completely free, and it's right underneath this video. So go ahead and click that thumbs up. But we'll move on to the next question. Charlie asked, do you dropship under your own name or a stealth account? I've created stealth accounts, but I don't actively use them. I've only ever dropshipped under my own name. If I have found that as long as I keep my account in good health and make a lot of money for eBay, eBay has no reason to ban me. So I've always been selling under my own name with no issues there. I've created stealth accounts mostly just to see how it works. And I know some students of mine were requesting it for whatever reason. So I made videos for my course about it, which I don't think actually have been released yet, which they should be released very soon inside the eBay course because they are finished. And yeah, that's basically it. And I've done some testing with them as well, because sometimes it's easier to test things in different accounts once you have kind of stealth ones that can be kept separate from your own name. That was basically it, but I don't actively use them. There's no sales in those accounts. And if you guys don't know what a stealth account is, it's basically an account that's not under your own name. So eBay doesn't link it up with you. eBay doesn't know that you are the one selling under that account. And some people might want that. If they've ever been banned from selling on eBay before, they're not allowed to start a new account. So a stealth account would just allow them to start a new account under a different name. Let's see. Okay, so another question from this week is, okay, so I talked once about payability. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. It's used for selling on Amazon. Can you use it with eBay? No, not right now. So Dale says, do you get a lot of orders overseas? Can you explain the global shipping program? I'm guessing you use it. What does it cost me? So I do use the global shipping program. I do get a lot of orders overseas. It doesn't cost me anything to use it. And it's very easy to use and it increases my profit. So I'm going to keep using it. That's basically it. I mean, eBay will actually give you the address to ship to. Make sure to ship it to that address. It's eBay's forwarding facility in Kentucky. And eBay is actually, from what I understand, eBay is trying to move away from using a global shipping program. They've called me a few times about this and said that they are trying to get me to opt into a new program that they created that allows us to ship internationally without using a global shipping program. So the way it would work is a customer buys an item from you and the customer would pay you directly and obviously through PayPal. Sorry, there's a cat outside distracting me. 2 cats. And the buyer also, you would then print out postage that would ship the item overseas. So it wouldn't ship the item through the global shipping program. I didn't pay too much attention to what they were telling me on the phone because obviously this doesn't work for us as drop shippers because we can't just put the postage on the box and ship it directly to the customer because that's not the way drop shipping works. I thought about using it. I guess hypothetically what I would do is the customer would buy the item from me. I would ship it to my home, then print out the label and put it on the box and then ship it to the customer. But I don't think I want to do that. The global shipping program works so well. When I told her that, she started bashing the global shipping program. She's like, well, actually, it's overrated because you have to ship to Kentucky and then they forward it overseas and it takes longer for the customer, yada, yada. And I said, yeah, but we're still getting sales with it. It's super easy, so I'm going to stick with that. And I don't think they would get rid of the global shipping program because so many people use it. But if they do, I guess that's what I would do. I guess I would have to ship it to my house first if I wanted to keep using it. So, Daily Spoonful of Earth. I'm trying to look at your picture there. Drama, videos, laughter. I don't know what the last one says, but it says, what will sales be like during school/work time compared to summertime pertaining to number of sales? Traditionally, summertime is a slow time for sales online because people are outside enjoying the weather, spending money vacationing and not really spending money on items. As soon as people start going inside more for work, for school, they get bored. What do people do when they're bored? They go on their computers and they buy stuff they don't need. And so that's what people do. Obviously, around November and December, sales really take off for the holidays. So traditionally, yeah, summers do tend to be slower. Iqbal says, will you make a course for Amazon dropshipping, which you will upload to YouTube? No, I'm sorry. I do have the paid Amazon course, which I have linked up down below, but it's not free. Let's see. Charlie, I added vodka to my cornflakes when I was a kid. Awesome, Charlie. Let's see. I have a course about taxes. So I don't really talk about income tax. That's something you should talk to your CPA about. As far as sales tax, I do go over this inside my courses. So if you're wanted to dropship on eBay or Amazon, both courses go over sales tax in them and how to become tax exempt. And it's really important, whether you take my courses or not, before you start charging sales tax, that you understand how it works. And with all due respect, John, you say with some states, eBay collects the sales tax instead of me, and I still have to pay the sales tax when I buy the item from my supplier. And you're saying that's not fair because you should be able to keep the money that you get on eBay to cover that. And unfortunately, John, that's not the way it works. If you collect sales tax, you have to send it to the state. You are not allowed to keep it. So you are not allowed to keep it to cover the amount that you spent on, let's say, Walmart. That's not the way it works. The way it works is you become tax exempt on Walmart. So that means when you buy the item on Walmart, you don't pay Walmart sales tax. Then you charge your customer on eBay sales tax. And when you get that sales tax, that's not your money. You send that money to the states at the end of either every month or every quarter. Let's see. Okay. Does Home Depot accept international credit cards / PayPal accounts or just the American ones? So HomeDepot.com in general is not the easiest website to shop on until you kind of get the hang of it, because you use credit cards on their websites, and for most people, Home Depot won't accept your credit cards. It just blows my mind that this happens, because you'd think that they would want your credit card information so that they can make money. But what we find is that most of the time, our credit cards don't work on their website. So what does work is if you check out with PayPal or you check out with a gift card. Both those options we have no issues with. Now, as for international credit cards, my guess is that they're not going to work. And an international PayPal account, I don't think it's going to work either. So in that case, I would buy some gift cards and pay with the gift cards. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Some good questions. Carlos says, why do items go out of stock when they are in stock? Why does SKU Grid put them out of stock? So there could be a number of reasons for this. One could just be that the system is glitchy, but you should also go into your settings and check what is going. Hold on a second. Hey Chad, I'm live right now. Okay, see you then. Bye. Sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, so sometimes it's glitchy, and other times the reason is because more likely is you have to go into your settings. A lot of times they will price it as out of stock under certain circumstances, even when it's not out of stock, because that's what you told it to do. So for instance, if the item was out of stock yesterday and then came into stock today, then it won't, if you have this set up, it won't put it back into stock until it's been in stock for at least 24 hours. I'm not sure exactly what it is because I don't use that feature, but it's kind of like a protection, right? Sometimes items will actually be out of stock, and then Walmart will say, "Oop, it's in stock," only for like a minute or like 2 minutes, and then go back out of stock. Usually that's a glitch on the Walmart website. So SKU Grid says, hey, do you want to factor that in? Do you want to say, hey, if that happens, we don't want the item to go in stock just in case it's actually out of stock. So that could be the reason as well. I hope I did a good explanation of that. Basically, it's just like an extra protection to make sure that the item is actually in stock when SKU puts it in stock. Okay. I know. Where is Becky? What happened to Broke to Boss Girl on YouTube? She had a great channel with great teaching skills. It's been almost a year. Yeah, I haven't really spoken to Becky either. So Becky, if you're watching, where are you? We miss you. Should have in the bank when just starting. How much cash do you need when starting? So this really depends on eBay or Amazon. But with both, when you start out, they're both going to hold your money until, for about 2 weeks, give or take. So you do need enough money to cover your purchases until that time. So let's say you sell this pair of glasses, you get paid, but you don't actually get that money until, about 2 weeks for both platforms. So you need enough money to buy all your inventory until that happens. Now, in the beginning, remember that it's going to take a little while to get your sales volume going. So especially on eBay, you don't need a ton of money to get started with that. Now with Amazon, I do think you need more money to get started, or at least room on your credit cards for that, because even after you're not a new seller, Amazon will continue to hold your money for 2 weeks. So you will need credit on your cards, credit that's available in order to fulfill all those orders. Okay, so if an item is out of stock, can I send the customer a similar item? You can, but you should ask them first. That's a good strategy, but I would highly recommend you ask them first. Okay. I don't know what Elizabeth's question is. Okay, so Elizabeth says, I have a hard time selling on eBay. I have a good amount of views, but no sales. Any advice? So I would need to know a little bit more about your store, specifically, how many items you have, what suppliers you're using, what your margins are set at. If you are getting views, that means your items are getting seen. They're showing up in the search results, but people aren't actually buying them. And that's usually because of price or because you've mislabeled the item. They might be searching for one thing. If you are selling these glasses, but your title says, water bottles, then anyone searching for water bottle might see these glasses, but that doesn't mean it's relevant for them. Now that's an extreme example, of course, but you might want to look at the title, make sure it actually makes sense for the item that you're selling, and you're using those good keywords. But of course, price is also going to be a big factor to that as well as the number of items that you have listed. So more items are going to get more views and more sales. Cool. So is that all the questions from this week? Yes. All right, cool. And I'm trying to find, I had another question because I had a couple of people ask me, there's eBay dropshipping, there's Amazon dropshipping. Which one should I do? Or there's FBA, there's Shopify. Which one works for me? And unfortunately, I can't give like a blanket statement about this. It really depends on your situation, what your experience level is, how much money you have to invest, how much time you have to invest as well. So what I actually did was I put together this little quiz that you can take. It should be the first link underneath this video. If you take that quiz, it's going to ask you a series of questions. It has these kind of like, it's called branching logic. So you answer one question, it sends you down one path. Answer another question, it sends you down another path. And it basically determines which online business is the best one for you. So if you click on that link and take the quiz, it takes about 30 seconds. And you can see, based on your experience and how much money you have to invest and what your preferences are, you'll be able to see which online business is best for you. So go ahead and check out that link if you want, if you're one of those people that are confused about which model is best for you. Okay. Cool. All right, guys. So thanks so much for everyone who came out, asked questions, everyone who asked questions during the week and allowed me to take pictures of them and put them up on the screen so that I could answer them. If you guys got any value out of this video or found the video entertaining at all, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel so that you don't miss out on any future live streams. I go live every Friday now at around 4 p.m. actually. So the best way to make sure you get notified about it is to subscribe and also hit the bell notification. It's that little bell that will give you a notification every time that I go live so that you don't miss them. You can ask your question in the live chat just like everyone here did. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate you guys being here and all the great questions, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.